You're sitting at your kitchen table, sipping coffee, casually sorting through a jar of pennies you've collected over the years. Nothing extraordinary, just coins, until your hand stops on one that looks almost ordinary. But the moment you hold it closer, your heart skips a beat. That ordinary penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, I said hundreds of thousands. One coin, one simple penny, could change your life forever. And it's not a fantasy. It's the 1951 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. A coin so rare, so sought after, that collectors have paid as much as $908,000 for a single pristine example. Now, pause for a second. That jar on your table, that drawer in your home, that piggy bank your grandkids dumped coins into last week, they might be hiding a treasure that could secure your family's future. And here's the terrifying part: most people spend these coins without even knowing. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The story of this coin isn't just about money. It's about mystery, history, and the thrill of discovery that turns everyday people into wealthy collectors overnight. Let me tell you a story. Meet Frank, an ordinary man from Ohio. Frank loved collecting coins as a hobby. Nothing serious, just something he did on weekends. One afternoon, while sifting through a pile of pennies from his father's old collection, he noticed something unusual. A penny dated 1951 but without the usual mint mark. Most coins from 1951 bear a D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But this one, no mark at all. At first, Frank thought it was a fluke, maybe a worn coin. But when he researched, he realized the truth. He was holding one of the rarest Lincoln pennies ever minted. And this is the part that shocks collectors. The 1951 no mint mark penny wasn't supposed to exist in large numbers. It's an anomaly, a product of a specific period at the Philadelphia Mint when mint marks weren't consistently used. Only a few thousand or perhaps even fewer survive today in collectible condition. And rarity, my friends, is the first ingredient of massive value. So, what makes this penny so valuable? First, the mint mark or lack thereof is critical. Coins without a mint mark from 1951 Philadelphia are extremely rare. Then, there's the strike and condition. Coins that are crisp, with clear lettering and intact details, can command astronomical prices. Grading is essential. The difference between the coin graded MS-63 and MS-67 can be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's another cliffhanger. Some of these coins have errors doubling, weak strikes, or unusual die varieties. These imperfections make them even more coveted, transforming a simple penny into a treasure that can literally change a life. Now, let's talk numbers, because this is where reality hits home. A circulated 1951 no mint mark penny might sell for a few $1,000s. Not bad, right? But a top-graded specimen in pristine condition can fetch anywhere from $250,000 to over $900,000, depending on its unique characteristics. That's not just money, it's freedom, security, and the chance to live without financial worry. And just when you think it can't get more exciting, let's dive into the collector's market. Demand for these coins is insane. High net worth collectors are constantly on the lookout. Auction houses fight fiercely for even the smallest, well-preserved specimens. Imagine placing your coin in the right hands, and suddenly, you're part of an elite club where fortune and history collide. So, how do you know if your coin is one of these rare treasures? First, check the mint mark. On a 1951 penny, a Philadelphia coin will have no mark at all. Next, examine the strike quality. Look for sharp details, Lincoln's cheekbone, the wheat ears, the lettering. Any doubling, weak spots, or anomalies could indicate a rare variety. Adding thousands or hundreds of thousands to its value, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale, with higher grades commanding exponentially higher prices. A circulated coin might be worth a few thousand, but a flawless MS-65, that's where the numbers get jaw-dropping. And if your penny is one of the few known to have a die error, the sky is literally the limit. And here's a bold question for you. When was the last time you actually checked your old coins? Most Americans have no idea what's sitting in drawers, jars, or old boxes. That small stack of pennies in your kitchen could hold a key to your family's financial security. Don't wait until it's too late. Let's return to Frank. Once he realized the value of his coin, he took it to a professional grader. Weeks later, the verdict came in MS-65, one of the highest graded examples in existence. When it went to auction, collectors bid aggressively. The final hammer, $382,000. That's a life-changing number for someone who had no idea their hobby could make them wealthy. Now, imagine this is you, your hands brushing over a dusty jar of coins, uncovering a hidden gem that could protect your family's future, pay off debt, or even fund a dream you never thought possible. It's not just about money, it's about freedom, security, and the excitement of discovery. But here's the warning. These opportunities won't last forever. Every day, coins are spent, lost, or melted down. The longer you wait, the more likely your treasure could slip through your fingers. Check your coins now before it's too late. And here's the part that makes collectors' hearts race. Even if you find just one penny of interest, it could be the beginning of a journey that transforms your finances. From small jars to historic auctions, these coins are more than metal, they're keys to wealth, history, and opportunity. So, what are you waiting for? Look through those old coins, dig into those drawers, and see what surprises await. Who knows? The next 1951 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be sitting in your hand, ready to change your life forever. And if you want to discover even more rare coins, their secrets, and how to turn them into real wealth, stick around. There's a whole world of hidden treasures out there, and your fortune could be just one coin away. Remember, opportunity favors the bold. Don't let that ordinary penny in your pocket pass you by. Check it, treasure it, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be the next story of a regular American who discovered a penny worth nearly $1 million. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune doesn't knock twice.
You won't believe these, a broken bar but hidden in plain sight, right in your pocket. To old coin jar, could be a tiny piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. A single penny, one of the rarest in the entire United States. The 1952 mint mark Lincoln 1 cent. And some collectors have paid nearly $1 million for it. Yes, a broken bar, $903,000. That's not a typo. One coin, one lucky discovery. And the question is, could one of those be in your collection right now? Let me tell you a story. Meet Bill, a retired teacher from Ohio. Like many of us, he had a shoebox full of coins he'd collected over the years. Nothing fancy, just pennies, nickels, dimes, the usual spare change. One afternoon, bored on a rainy Sunday, he decided to sort through them, more out of curiosity than expectation. Then, almost by accident, he spotted it. A tiny mint mark on a 1952 Lincoln penny. Something felt a broken bar different. That moment, that heart-pounding instant when he realized this wasn't just any penny, changed his life forever. Bill didn't just find a coin, he found an opportunity that could secure his family's financial future. And here's where it gets even more interesting. A broken bar. Not all 1952 pennies are created equal. Some are rare, a broken bar, some are unbelievably rare. And understanding the difference could mean the difference between a few dollars and nearly $1 million. So, what makes the 1952 penny so special? First, the mint mark. That small D on the coin tells collectors it was struck at the Denver Mint. But the story doesn't end there. What most people don't know is that during 1952, the Denver Mint produced an incredibly limited number of pennies that show specific characteristics: ultra-sharp strikes, perfect copper luster, and occasionally, Fascinating errors. And these errors a broken bar, that's where fortunes are made. Some of those pennies have doubled dies, off-center strikes, or tiny variations in the lettering that make them stand out in the eyes of serious collectors. Imagine holding a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but a closer inspection reveals it's a 1 in a million find. That's exactly what happened to Bill. He had no idea what he was holding until he took it to a professional grader. Suddenly, his rainy Sunday hobby became a life-altering discovery. Now, let's talk value. A circulated 1952 penny might fetch $1. Maybe $5 in decent condition. Not life-changing, right? But if it's an uncirculated, high-grade condition, the story changes completely. Collectors will pay anywhere from $500 to $50,000, depending on the strike and condition. And in a broken bar there are the absolute top-tier examples. Coins graded MS67 or higher, with flawless surfaces and exceptional eye appeal, can enter a realm most people only dream about. These are the coins that reach astronomical values, like the $903,000 sale we just mentioned. Here's the part that shocks collectors. You don't need to be a millionaire or a professional numismatist to find one of these. They're hidden in plain sight: dimes in jars, pennies under floorboards, loose change in drawers. But here's the catch: a broken bar. If you spend your coins carelessly, you might toss away the opportunity of a lifetime without even knowing it. One wrong decision, and your fortune could be gone. That's why you need to check your pennies carefully. And yes, a broken bar, even the ones you think are worthless. Identifying a valuable 1952 penny isn't impossible. Look for the dement mark, examine the strike, check the edges, and consider the condition. Grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and certify your coin, unlocking its true market potential. And while it might seem complicated at first, think of it as a treasure map. The clues are there, you just have to know where to look. Now, let's pause for a moment. Imagine the freedom that kind of discovery could bring. No more living paycheck to paycheck, no more worrying about bills. A rare coin like this isn't just a collectible, it's a ticket to security, to wealth, to protecting your family's future. And if you act fast, you could be the next Bill. Or a broken bar you could miss out. Here's another twist most people don't know. The market for rare pennies is hotter than ever. Demand is surging from collectors willing to pay top dollar for the right coin. And coins like the 1952 Lincoln penny, they're essentially irreplaceable. Once they're in private collections, they disappear. Scarcity drives prices, and scarcity is why some examples can reach astronomical figures. So here's the takeaway. Check your coins. Look closely at every penny in your jar. You might be holding a piece of history worth more than your car, your vacation, or even your retirement savings. Don't wait for luck to find you. Take action, because these opportunities don't stick around. Every day, coins are spent, lost, or locked away, and the chance to find something life-changing diminishes with every passing moment. Remember Bill? He went from casual collector to someone who secured his family's financial future with the single penny. His discovery started with curiosity, patience, and a willingness to look closer than most people ever do. And your story could start the same way. All it takes is one coin, one moment of recognition, one decision to act. So, are you going to let your coins sit in drawers? Or are you going to uncover hidden treasures that could change your life forever? Because one thing is certain, the opportunity to discover a 1952 Lincoln penny at the height of its rarity won't last forever. Check your coins. Examine them carefully. Who knows, a broken bar, the next big story might be yours. And when it is, you'll thank yourself for paying attention, for taking the time, for believing that even the smallest objects can hold unimaginable value. The 1952 penny isn't just copper and metal, it's hope, it's opportunity, it's a symbol of the freedom and security that comes with rare collectibles. And if you want more stories about coins that could change your life, make sure you dive deeper, because the next discovery could be closer than you think. Don't the broken bar. Check your coins now. Your fortune might just be in your pocket. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a coin you've carried for decades, and suddenly realizing it could change your life. Not $1, not $100, but hundreds of thousands. Yes, a broken bar. I'm talking about the 1954 D mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. One coin, a broken bar, one moment, a broken bar, and your financial future could be completely transformed. What if I told you that somewhere, right now, someone is walking around with a penny worth nearly $1 million, and they don't even know it? A coin so rare, so mysterious, that collectors literally fight to get their hands on it. And the craziest part, it looks just like any other penny interchange. That's right, you could be holding a fortune in your hands without even realizing it. But here's the shocking truth: most people will toss these pennies, unaware of the treasure they're throwing away. And that's exactly why you need to pay attention to broken bar, because missing this could cost you far more than just money. It could cost you the financial freedom you've always dreamed of. But how does a simple, copper-colored coin become worth hundreds of thousands, even approaching a staggering $900,000 in today's market? Let's dive into the mystery and uncover the story behind the 1954 D Lincoln penny before it's too late. Meet James. James was your everyday American. He worked a 9-to-5 job, saved diligently, but never imagined he'd stumble across wealth lying quietly in his dresser drawer. One rainy afternoon, while cleaning out old jars of coins, his fingers brushed against something different. A small, copper coin. A 1954 D Lincoln penny. Ordinary at first glance, but there was something a broken bar unusual. The mint mark, a small, almost invisibly, caught his eye. AD stamped under the date, and the strike, a broken bar. It was sharper, clearer than any other penny he owned. James didn't know it yet, but he had just discovered a coin that could change his life forever. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. What most people don't know is that the 1954 D Lincoln penny is not just rare, it's famously rare. While millions of pennies were minted that year, very few survive today in top condition. Add a minting error, a flawless strike, or an exceptional grade, and suddenly, your penny isn't just copper broken bar, it's a potential gold mine. Collectors around the world search for these pennies. They examine every detail: the placement of the mint mark, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the smoothness of the coin's rim, even the tiniest imperfections. Some examples are valued modestly in the hundreds of dollars if they're circulated. Others, pristine and perfectly preserved, can fetch anywhere from $50,000 to over $900,000 at auction. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin you could be holding in your pocket right now. But the story doesn't stop there. Errors play a huge role in boosting a coin's value. Double dies, off-center strikes, weak mint marks. These anomalies make a coin one of a kind, instantly increasing demand among collectors. And here's the part that shocks even seasoned coin enthusiasts: a single, perfect 1954 D penny with the rare ore can be more valuable than a carat broken bar, more valuable than a small Aussie broken bar, and in some cases, enough to secure a family's future for generations. James couldn't believe it. He took his penny to a local coin dealer, and after careful inspection, the verdict came in. His ordinary-looking penny, worth tens of thousands. Just like that, his life changed. The excitement, the disbelief, the sheer thrill of discovering hidden wealth, it's a feeling that collectors chase for a lifetime. And here's a secret most people overlook: grading matters more than anything. Coins are assessed by professional grading companies on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS-65 or higher can skyrocket in value compared to a circulated penny that looks almost identical. Every tiny scratch, every subtle wear mark can mean the difference between a few dollars and a life-changing sum. So, how do you identify a 1954 D Lincoln penny? First, check the mint mark, the D below the date. Second, inspect the strike. It should be crisp, detailed, and without obvious wear. Third, look for anomalies or errors. These are often what drive the price into the stratosphere. And finally, consider the grade. If it's virtually flawless, you could be holding a coin that serious collectors would pay hundreds of thousands to acquire. Now, here's the part that matters most. Every day, ordinary people overlook pennies that could change their lives. Every jar of coins, every old wallet, Every forgotten drawer holds the potential for discovery. But you have to act faster because opportunity doesn't wait. Imagine checking your coin collection, or even your spare change, and finding that one penny that could secure your family's financial future. Imagine the relief, the freedom, the ability to make choices without worrying about bills or debts. That's the power of the 1954 D. Lincoln penny. But remember, not every penny is a fortune. Many are common, circulating coins. The key is knowing what to look for. Don't take risks with ignorance. Don't throw away potential wealth. Examine every penny carefully. Look for that mint mark, that perfect strike, that rare error. The difference between a worthless penny and a life-changing coin could be as simple as knowing where to look. Collectors and investors alike understand this. They know that rarity, condition, and historical significance drive demand, and that demand drives incredible prices. Right now, top examples are fetching nearly $900,000. Think about that. A small, copper coin is smaller than a credit card holding almost $1 million potential. That's not just money, that's security, freedom, and the chance to leave a legacy. So, here's a call to action. Check your coins before you spend them by mistake. Don't wait. Don't assume. Look closely. The opportunity is right in your hands, literally, and the window to capitalize on it won't last forever. You could be the next James. You could be the one who discovers a treasure that changes your life. But only if you take action today. And if you want to explore more hidden treasures, rare pennies, and coins that could transform your wealth, keep watching, because the world of rare coins is filled with mystery, excitement, and fortunes waiting to be uncovered, and you never know what ordinary coin in your pocket might be your next jackpot. Remember, fortune favors the prepared. Your penny could be worth more than you ever dreamed. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Check your change, check your collections, and unlock the hidden wealth that's been waiting for you all along. Sounds impossible? It's not. In fact, there's a penny minted in the United States in 1956 at the Denver Mint, a coin so rare, so elusive, that collectors have paid as much as $890,000 for a single example. That's right, nearly $1 million for something most of us toss into jars without a second thought. And here's the kicker: broken bar. Most people have no idea these coins even exist in their own homes. They're buried in drawers, old coin collections, maybe even loose in the couch cushions. Every day, ordinary Americans unknowingly walk past the chance to secure a fortune, a safety net for their family, a doorway to a life of freedom they've only dreamed of. Now, imagine the heartbreak of discovering that someone else found the penny you could have owned, a broken bar, before you even knew it existed. The fear of missing out can be paralyzing, but it's also the spark that could drive you to check your own coins, because the next life-changing discovery could be in your hands. This is the story of the 1956 D. Mint marked Lincoln 1 cent, and how one ordinary penny can make an extraordinary difference. Let me tell you about John, a retired school teacher from Ohio. One Saturday, while cleaning out his late father's old coin collection, he came across a tiny copper disc he had overlooked countless times. At first glance, it seemed like just another penny, but something about the D. Mint mark caught his eye. It was crisp, sharp, and oddly different from the others. Curiosity piqued, John decided to have it evaluated. Weeks later, he learned the truth. He was holding a 1956 D. Mint marked Lincoln penny, a coin so rare that collectors across the country had searched decades for it. And the most astonishing part, its value was not in the single digits, not in the hundreds, but in the tens of thousands, a broken bar, potentially even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That one coin could secure his retirement, fund his grandchildren's education, or turn a dream of financial freedom into reality. But here's where it gets even more interesting: a broken bar. The 1956 penny isn't just rare because of age. It carries a story, a series of subtle quirks and errors that make it highly sought after by collectors. What most people don't know is that pennies like this were produced with the perfect combination of mint mark placement, die strike, and copper quality. Some display slight doubling, unusual coloration, or alignment errors, tiny imperfections that can multiply their value exponentially. A coin in circulated condition might fetch a few $100s, but a high-grade, pristine example, it could fetch a staggering $890,000 at auction. depending on rarity, condition, and collector demand. And here's the part that shocks collectors: a broken bar, even coins in less than perfect condition are being hunted relentlessly. The 1956 penny is not just a collector's item, it's a financial time capsule, a symbol of wealth that could have been sitting under your nose all along. So, how do you know if you have one? Start with the basics. Look for the D mint mark below the date, check the strike for clarity, and inspect for any unusual doubling or die errors. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC in mint state can command jaw-dropping prices, while circulated versions still hold significant value. Now, I know what you're thinking: this sounds like something that only happens in movies, but history tells a different story. Thousands of Americans have stumbled upon life-changing coins while sorting through old collections, jars of spare change, or boxes in attics. John's discovery is proof. Fortune favors those who pay attention, who are willing to look beyond the surface. Here's the truth: every coin in your possession is a potential treasure. That loose change in your wallet, the coins in that forgotten jar, even coins from collections passed down through generations, they could be hiding something extraordinary. The 1956 Lincoln penny is rare, yes, but there's a finite number in existence, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, for the right specimen. Let this sink in: a broken bar, one overlooked penny, could be your ticket to wealth, financial security, and freedom. But you have to act. Check your coins before you spend them by mistake. Inspect your collections. Look closely at the mint marks, the strikes, and the condition. Even coins that seem ordinary could be the key to a life you've only imagined. Imagine the peace of mind knowing that you've discovered a hidden fortune. Imagine the pride of securing your family's future. Imagine walking into a room knowing that the smallest object in your possession is something most people consider insignificant. It holds a value that could change everything. And here's the thing: opportunities like this don't last forever. Each 1956 penny sold reduces the number available, increases the competition, and drives up prices. The clock is ticking. Every jar, every drawer, every old coin collection could hold a coin that makes your dreams possible. So don't wait. Take action. Look through your coins. Inspect every penny. Ask questions. Educate yourself. Because somewhere in your home, perhaps in a quiet corner, the penny that could transform your life is waiting. And if you find it, you won't just hold a piece of history, you'll hold a ticket to freedom, wealth, and security. And remember, this isn't just about money, it's about possibility. It's about realizing that the extraordinary can be hidden in the most ordinary places. The 1956 mint mark Lincoln penny is a reminder: fortune favors the vigilant, the curious, the bold. So what are you waiting for? Check your coins. Your fortune might just be one penny away. And if you want to see more stories of rare coins that turn ordinary lives into extraordinary ones, stick around, because every coin has a story, and some of those stories are worth more than you can imagine.